Hello my friends, this is Jeannie. Welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. In this video, I am going to make some ATCs. I haven't made ATCs in a long time, and I want to make some. And these ATCs I am making for a challenge that's being hosted by Lorraine Barton. She is having a 65th birthday challenge, and it is a make and mail challenge. So all she is asking is that you make and mail to her either an ATC or a memory dex card. I don't do memory dex cards. That's just not my thing. But ATCs, that's my thing. So what a great way to do something that I genuinely love to do. I think making ATCs is just so fun, and what a creative little outlet. You basically have this tiny little canvas, 2.5 by 3.5 in size, and you get to decorate it in your style. At least for Lorraine's challenge, you do, because she doesn't have any particular theme that she's requiring or that she requested. So this is one that I made using some stickers, cardstock, and washi tape. So before I start on the other two, because I'm going to make 3 total. And why 3? Well, 3 because on my desk I happen to have 3 pieces of a tag that I cut off and had left over from another project I was doing, and the cutoffs happened to be 2.5 by 3.5 in size. So how perfect is that? So because I had 3 scraps, I decided to make 3 ATCs. This one was my prototype, so to speak. I wanted to get a feel for the materials that I was using to see if they worked well together, and I'm very happy with the way the card turned out. So I'm going to make 2 more, and I thought you would like to see that process. These ATCs are very clean and simple, very much my aesthetic. But before I get down to actually making them, let me push this to the side and show you some of the materials that I'm using. First thing I did actually was, for these particular ATCs, I stamped the back of the card with this ATC or artist trading card stamp before I started adding everything to the front, because once I add everything to the front, it's not going to be flat anymore and it's going to be more difficult to stamp on. So I did the back stamping first, and I used this gorgeous ATC stamp. I'll show you. It is by Deep Red, and it is called Professor Boston. I love Boston Terriers. My first dog that my husband and I got together was a Boston Terrier. He has since passed, but I have always had a Boston Terrier since then. So when I bought this years ago, or I should say when I saw it years ago, I knew I had to buy it. So it's by Deep Red. If you're interested in trying to find it, there's the information. But what I did to stamp that is I used my Distress Archival ink in peeled paint, stamped it up, and just pressed it to the back side of the card I'm going to use for the ATC. The card has a glossy side and a not glossy side. I stamped it on the not glossy side only because this stamp is pretty detailed, and I didn't want to risk it smudging or smearing. I wanted a nice, clean, crisp stamped image. So I stamped it on the flat side as opposed to the glossy side. So that's the back of the stamp, and I'll fill out the information later. The information is title, artist, info, date, and number. It's going to be one of 3. So this is a set of 3. So that's the back stamp. I told you about the card I'm using, or the base I'm using. I'm using Dollar Tree stickers. One of my favorite ways to make ATCs is using Dollar Tree stickers. I've had these beautiful stickers in my stash for a little bit. I'm using more of the sentiments. I forget who these are by. Let's see. Let's find out. Pink Fresh, I think, is who it's by. Do I still have the name of the company? Yeah, Pink Fresh. They are by Pink Fresh. And I use these all the time. I'm almost out of them. And this one is called Felicity. I also have my Tim Holtz Ideology Chit Chat Verbiage book in case I don't like the sentiments in here, or that, you know, I don't want to use those. I want to use something different. And I also used this embossed cardstock that I've had in my stash for a little bit. I don't know who it's by, but it has these leaves embossed. Can we see that? There we go, on it. So what I wanted to do, oh, before I forget, I also used washi tape. Just some washi tape I had in my stash, some yellows. I can't for the life of me read. This has some kind of writing on it, but I can't for the life of me read it. My eyes is so bad. I just can't make out what it says. So hopefully it's nothing offensive. And if it is, Lorraine, I'm so sorry. Blame it on my bad eyes. I don't think it says anything crazy or offensive on it, else I don't think I would have bought it to begin with. But in case it says something on it that don't quite make sense, it's because I couldn't read what it said. So sorry. And then I'm also using this thicker washi or whiter washi tape, which just has some green leaves and other green foliage on it, as well as the bird in the background. So first thing I did was I used my Fancy Edge scissors. You see these? I've had these in my stash forever. It was like a box of I don't know how many that I picked up from Michael's years ago when it was like at some ridiculously cheap price. But because I wanted to create a ground or a grassy area, something to ground my flowers, and I didn't want just a clean cut, a straight edge. I wanted something a little more like torn and grass looking. I decided to use these because why not? I mean, you can always just tear. That's certainly something you can do. See, tearing works too. But since I had the scissors and I had the time and I liked the pattern, I just used my scissors to cut out a piece big enough, actually 3 pieces big enough to create the base of my ATCs. So with my ATCs, for the most part, I like to build a little scene. I'm not a fan of images just floating around in space, so I like to ground my images. So for me, that means I need a ground. Where I have a ground, I need a sky. I need a background. And I kind of like, just like I said, to create a little scene. So here we have a little scene. I imagine this to be like a field of these wild flowers with birds in the background and beautiful lucky little ladybugs flying around on all the flowers. We have the grass. I use some yellow washi tape. That washi tape that I can't read what it says, I use that up here to kind of mimic a little bit sunshine and the yellow color you might see in the sky if the sun were shining. So this is what I finished with. I inked the edges using that same archival ink in peeled paint. Okay, so I'm going to create something similar to this, not exactly the same. So for me, that means starting with my ground. And I'm just going to kind of lay this out, audition it, so to speak, see how I feel about it. I'm definitely going to have that grass. So let's go ahead and I'm going to use that same peeled paint archival ink to just ink the edges of my grass, so it doesn't look so flat. It just looks a little more dimensional. Okay, while I'm at that, let me just ink the rest of the card. So I hope everyone is doing well. I know things are a little crazy right now, and we are all having to adapt to this new normal. Hopefully this new normal is not a forever thing, but a more temporary thing. But I do hope that you are in a safe spot, that you are healthy, you are surrounded by loved ones. Okay, so that's the back, there's the front. Okay, we have the grass. I'm thinking I definitely want to use these. These look like sunflowers. These are maybe daisies. I don't know. I'm not very good with flowers. But I think for this, I want to use maybe this cluster right here. Look at this big, beautiful cluster. I love it. And if it's too big, I can always cut it back. But let's peel this off. Let's see. This is definitely a little too big. Question is, who do I want to cut off? Maybe this little one right here. Let's see. Let's just fold it back and see. Oh, I could cut off the big one on the bottom. Well, first thing I want to do is take off all of this dimensional tape in the back because I don't want that. I don't know how Lorraine is going to store her ATCs. I know she made a journal or a book, if I recall correctly, to store the birthday cards, but I don't know how she's going to store her ATCs, so I don't want to make them two-dimensional. So let's see, maybe kind of like that, but then maybe what I can do, let's see, let me grab my tiny fussy cutting scissors and see if we can do a little cutting here. So I think what I'm going to do, yes, don't panic, don't panic. We're going to use that flower. Don't panic. I just need to adjust the placement of the flower. Perfect. We'll do something like that. We'll do something like that. We'll put some washi across the top and some across the middle. So let's push that to the side. So the moral of that story is don't be afraid to cut up your flowers. I mean, what's the big whoop, right? You cut it, you don't like it, or you end up not using it. That's okay. Just put it off to the side and use it for another project. So first thing I'm going to do, now that I have a general sense of, actually this is not the first thing I'm going to do. First thing I'm going to do is take some of this washi tape. And the reason I want this is because it not only has the foliage, but it has the bird. You see in this background right here is from this washi tape. So I definitely want that same bird in this washi. So let me, we all know not all washi tape is created equal. So I cannot vouch for the quality of this washi. I haven't been using it very long, so I am going to just give it a little help with some extra glue. Let me figure out the placement I'm going to use my grid to get a sense of where that grass comes up to. It's about 2.5, so that I can place my birdie. I think I want my bird around there. And I'll just snip off any excess. My goodness, I didn't bother checking the back to make sure the stamp on the back was facing the right way. If it wasn't, that Boston would have been upside down, and that's just the way it would have been. But I'm glad I actually lucked out. It's the right side up. Okay, so look at that instant background with the bird, all thanks to that washi tape. I'm going to take, oh, let me cover up my little Elmo's, not Elmo. We don't have an Elmo glue, though Elmo glue sounds cute. We have Elmer's glue. I'm going to use my favorite glue to adhere the grass. It's my Tombow Mono Liquid Glue. I live for that glue. I'm actually going to drop the grass a little lower than the ATC itself. That's okay, I'll cut it off because I don't want to cover too much of that bird. I don't know about you, but I find making ATCs to be so relaxing. Really relaxing. I mean, generally, I find crafting to be relaxing, but making ATCs, especially relaxing. Just going to ink the edges again, especially on the washi tape, to blend it in a little more. Okay. We have our discombobulated flower here that we're going to put back together in a lovely way. Use that same glue. I'm sorry I'm so quiet, guys. Sometimes that's what it is. I just sit and I craft quietly. Miss Steady Hands. How pretty is that? And I know it looks a little weird right now, but we're going to cover that up. How pretty. My goodness. And then we'll put this over that. Or do we want it that way? Does that flower look upside down? I don't know. Let's see. I don't think it really matters. Let's see. I think we want it that way. But just in case, let me look at it this way. I actually like it that way. So it's a good thing I flipped it. Yes, I do like it the other way better. So let's go with that. You know what? I changed my mind again. I'm going to put it this way so that some of that green under the flower pushes over to this side of the card, kind of balance it a little bit because it's looking a little heavy on the right side. So we'll do that. How pretty. Isn't that pretty? So we need a sentiment for that. So much fun. Or captured. Smile today. Maybe we want that one. Maybe cut this in half. See if we can make it work. Yeah, I think this is good. Just going to ink the edges up a little bit here. And I think we might have time to make one more. What do you think? I think we'll put the smile up there. And a today down here. Yeah, that looks pretty. Very pretty. Smile today. And that's some super sticky adhesive on the back of those sentiment stickers. So that's why I didn't use any glue. I am going to use my, oh my gosh, why did I forget what this is? My glitter pen. Oh my gosh, I forgot the name of these. It'll come back to me. Just to put some glitter, little sparkle, little bling on the sentiments to match with the flowers. And there we have card number 2. How pretty is that? So let's go ahead and do a third card. And for that third card, goodness, do I want to, you know, I think what I'm going to do is in this set of 3, I'm going to make using the daisies. I'm assuming these are daisies. If I'm wrong, let me know down below. But I think I'm going to make all 3 using the daisies. Just because they're so pretty. And I really do want to use up this sticker pack. So we need, first thing we need to do is ink up. Actually, yeah. Let me do one more thing. Just occurred to me. I want to add a little bit of washi on that card we just did. Not much, just a little. I would feel better about it. Yeah. Feeling much better about that now. Perfect. It didn't feel quite finished. Now it does. Yes. Something as simple as a little washi, and this card has now registered as complete in my mind. I needed something in that corner, and it's subtle, but it's there, and it makes me happy. So yay. Okay, now let's turn our attention to this one. Let's ink the edges, front and back. Let's also ink grass. My little Dollar Tree sponge, makeup sponge here is falling apart, and I'm getting all this debris on my card, but luckily it's not staining too badly, so that's okay. So we have that. Let's see what flowers we can use here. Do I want to use these? I think so. Maybe we can put those there. Maybe use, I definitely want a ladybug in it. Let me take off this in the back so it doesn't stick. So if you have these Dollar Tree stickers in your stash, pull them out, use them. They're amazing. These Dollar Tree stickers are a quick and easy way to make ATCs. Oh, there we go. That's pretty. To make ATCs, I use them to make quick birthday cards. They are just the best. So that is, we'll do something like that. Where's that washi tape with the bird? Oh, it works out. We'll put this a little higher up this time. So not too high up, but enough. Yeah, we'll do that. So I'm going to move that to the side. Lay out my tape. So I recently did post a video where I introduced my new journal project. I am making 2 journals, no-sew journals, okay? And they are going to be Alice in Wonderland themed. I posted the first video already where I share I can't tell what direction that bird is flying, but hopefully he's not flying upside down. He'll just be a crazy bird. C'est la vie. But I did post the first video where I shared all of the items that I'm going to be using to make the journals. And I did film, but I haven't posted it yet. But I did film a second video where I share how I make a no-sew 2 signature journal. That will be the next video to post after this one. I had intended to post that video first, but I just thought I would take a little break in the journaling process and do this. So this is kind of like a little fun video in between. But definitely check out my video introducing the kits I'm going to be using and other things to make my journal. And for sure, check out the video where I share with you how I make my no-sew books that are going to be the base of my journals. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. Okay, so I think we had this here, something like that. Or was it something like that? Maybe it was like that. No, That doesn't seem right. Maybe, yep. I forgot how I had it. Darn it. I should have taken a picture. My God. Yeah, we had something like that. Something like that. That's going to have to work because I don't quite remember how I had it. Ah, that's how I had it. Funny how that just worked out. Okay. Take a picture with my brain. Try not to forget what I did here. I'm not going to press down on that top flower quite yet because I want to be able to tuck this stem behind there. Give that a good press. Pretty. What does she need? She needs a sentiment. Let's find one. Today I choose joy. Kind of like that. So why don't we use today I choose joy. Why not? We're going to cut you up. Today I choose joy. It's the only way I'm going to get it to fit. A little bit of green. Let's see. Today, let's make sure I put these down in the proper order. Because if I don't, it might read today joy I choose. And it's going to come across as a card that an ATC made by Yoda. Today I choose and then joy. Just going to trim a little more of that off. Just to center it a little bit more. Ta-ta. Today I choose joy. How perfect is that? Goodness gracious. That worked out well. And then maybe what we will do is take some of this same washi. See if I can find the edge or the end of it. There it is. Maybe. Is that it? And that's it. Okay. Let's do. Boy, my fingers are so sticky and inky right now. Not easy to get this under there, huh? There's one. Let's put another little strip right below it. And there's two. Boop. Okay. here. Blend that in a little bit more. And that is ATC number 3. So this is going to be a set of 3 ATCs. Let's move all this out of the way. 3 ATCs, all of them with the same beautiful flower theme. I think they turned out absolutely gorgeous. I'm very happy with the way they turned out, and hopefully Lorraine will like them as well. So Lorraine, these are for you. I will get these out to you as soon as I can get myself to the post office. I am trying to plan a trip to the post this week. We do have stay at home orders where I am here in Long Island, but you know, you have to go out occasionally to make some necessary trips. I do plan on making a trip to the grocery store this week, and while I'm out buying my groceries, making sure my family's fed, I will stop by the post office and drop off my ATCs. So again, this is part of a 65th birthday challenge that's being hosted by Lorraine Barton. I will link her channel down below so that you can go check her out for yourself. And when you do check her out and subscribe, let her know I sent you. For no other reason than, why not? So thank you for joining me, my friends, and watching me create these beautiful ATCs. I think they turned out perfect, clean, simple, little scenes, and hopefully they will bring a smile to Lorraine. If you are new to my channel and you have not already subscribed, please do so. I would love, love, love to have you. If you are subscribed, be sure to activate that notification bell so that you will be notified anytime I post a new video. If you like this video, definitely thumbs up. That would be greatly appreciated as well. And if you are a maker of ATCs and you want to trade, drop me an email. I love trading ATCs. My email is happilyellaafter@gmail.com, and it is spelled exactly the same way as my YouTube channel. I will say to you that if you want to trade ATCs, I just have one rule. When I get my package, I'll mail you yours. Especially if I haven't traded with you before. If I've traded with you before, I don't have any issues sending my package out as soon as it's done, regardless of whether I have received yours. But my friends, I have been burned too many times sending out my package and never getting one in return when it's supposed to be an ATC swap. So now my new rule is, when I get your ATC, I will mail out mine, because I know for sure mine is going to go out. So there you have it. If you don't mind those rules, then definitely drop me an email and let's trade. I love, love, love trading ATCs. Again, happilyellaafter@gmail.com, spelled exactly the same way as my YouTube channel. I will catch you all in the next video, my friends. Until next time, bye-bye.